press conference that I want to talk about. I think the Trivante Stewart issue, right? And I mean, I'm gonna cover it a little bit at the start of the video, but I'm just gonna touch on it a little bit more. Um, is Trivante Stewart better than Billy Kadamatari? Maybe, maybe not. Is he better than Shamar Nicholson? I think he's in the same quality in terms of Shamar Nicholson. Is he better than um, Borrell? Is he better than Seymour Reed? Those are the questions we have to ask in terms of Stewart coming into the squad. And what I didn't like about how the coach answered this question, I think he's been a little bit hypocritical. We must say, oh, he looked at it and it was between him and Shamar Nicholson. I don't think um, Trivante Stewart's selection was between him or Shamar Nicholson. I think it would have been between him or Seymour Reed. Seymour Reed is a centre forward. Seymour Reed, I guess Trevor Stewart is playing at a higher level than Seymour Reed and getting more game time than Seymour Reed. He scored a goal in Europe so far. I think that would have been the competition right there. It's not between Kadamati and it's not between Shaman Nicholson. If it's even between anybody else, it would be between Kaim Dixon. You get me? I say select Trevor Stewart over Kaim Dixon. If it was that you are saying that he's that close to getting the squad, I don't think it's between Shaman Nicholson. At this point, Shaman Nicholson is supposed to be a mainstay of the team. I don't think Shaman Nicholson is supposed to be no fringe player. Shamar Nicholson have served the country well. I think Shamar Nicholson is a go-to every time he's on the park. Obviously, has been an inconsistent forward for us over the last couple of years, but seemed to get him back to his best. Lost some weight, got a good transfer to Mexico, started the season slow, yes. But these players have credit in the bank, and it's not like they have lost no great step. Yes, Mr. Shamar Nicholson for me is not a French player. So I think that was a little bit disrespectful for the coach to say, "Oh, Trivante Stewart, a player who hasn't represented Jamaica in like 2 years or one and a, I think it's something like 2 years. I think the last time he represented Jamaica was November of 2023. You see me? To compare Shamar Nicholson's selection to the selection of a player like that is a little bit disrespectful to me when you're giving players debut at the moment. You get me? I said that's not necessarily um, being able to justify them being a better player, having a good season at the moment than Trivante Stewart. Now, I'm not necessarily here calling for Trivante Stewart. I think I'd love to see what Seymour Reed has to offer. I'd love to see what Tyrese Campbell has to offer, and Kaim Dixon. I like his unpredictability, as we told him last night. Billy Kadamate is the starting forward. Shamar Nicholson, I think, is the backup at the moment. But if a Trivante Stewart was in the squad, I would not be complaining. I just don't like the way the coach answered the question. And if we know, we can't play the audio here, but I'm gonna go and listen to the press conference. I don't think I like the way he answered that question, and I think there's a little bit of disrespect right there towards Shamar Nicholson. I mean, I like it. Stewart is having a better season than Boza, Borrell, Kadamatu, read every striker we call. The truth is, him have one goal in 5 games. Trivante Stewart, I think. Can double check that. I think Trivante Stewart has one goal in 5 games. You see me? Seymour Reid have one goal in 9 games. Shamar Nicholson have one goal also for the season. Um, I'll just say, if he got called Rob Smith, if him get called, it's not that me that come here so complain about it. I think he deserves a call up. He deserves a call up. He's been showing that he has the quality. Damn, Liverpool equalized. Liverpool really and truly, people. If I watch that game, but I just say go. But I want to do this real quick before me start. Not even start, but before me get the rest of my day going. So we're gonna do it. Hold on, let me just double check some of the people. All right. Actually, it's 5 games. It's 3 goals. It's 3 goals in 5 games. Not one goal. It's 3 goals in 5 games. So I can't even argue with you. Rob Smith right now, I can't even argue with you. There's not anything to argue about, bro. You get me? I say we couldn't argue with it. If Trivante Stewart was selected, I couldn't argue with it. And again, why would he say that Trivante Stewart's selection was up for grabs with Shamar Nicholson? Why would he say that? I don't get it. I don't get it. Somebody ever explain that one to me. Um, Another theme of the press conference that I want to discuss, and people, this not gonna be a long live, just right now instead of recording videos, I think it's just better to go live and just make it raw. The coach also mentioned, I don't remember who asked the question, but a part of the question was if he's hesitant to call new players whatever. If there is an opportunity for new players to break into the squad, and he said that the best players are going always going to get called. I don't care if you're new to the squad or whatever. That's a decent answer, but I think it's a little bit more than that. I don't think it's just all the best players are going to get called. I don't think that's the way it should be. I think it should be a matter of the best players get called within reason. Within reason. So, for example, if you have a defender that is better than Joel Latibodier, but there is not clear evidence to say that he's better. We don't know him going to ingratiate himself with the new squad. He's not much better. Even if he's better, he's not much better. He's not going to move the needle by much. Right now, Joel Latibodier has struggled for a starting position in the defense. Would we risk removing a player that is already known in the squad, already built chemistry with the team, to replace him with someone that is just a little bit better than him? For me, no. And I've always had that opinion. I just think you have to select players within reason. Now, if we get a better defender than Damian Lowe, it will move the needle. Because Damian Lowe is already so good. If we get a better forward than Bailey Kadamati, come. Because you have to move the needle because Kadamati is so good already. If we get better than Cephas, come. Because it's going to move the needle. But I don't think that right now, if the pool somehow open up, I will find 26 more players that are every single one is better than what we have right now. I don't think we should just chop and change and just remove the whole 26 we have and just make a new team because we can find 26 better players. Get me? I say, oh, I already have the chemistry. I go. The road to the World Cup is already so easy. You see me? So that is not necessarily something we may wholeheartedly agree with the coach with. I think it has to. You have to select a team within reason. It's not just this man better than this man. Select him, even though it don't mesh well. Even though the qualities that him bring to the team not necessarily help you in the future. Even though him older, and that might be a thing with a Seymour Reid that is 17 years old versus a Mikel Antonio. You see me? I never get to Mikel Antonio. Selecting Seymour Reid over Mikel Antonio is a no-brainer to me. Mikel Antonio is not going to be playing football in 2 years. You get me? I say Seymour Reid is going to be important for us in the future. Call Seymour Reid. Even though some might say Mikel Antonio may be better at this moment. So it's not always a player that is better for me. I think it's always within context, it's always within reason. That is why I would want the coach to select the squad. You see me? Something else that the coach mentioned is Mason Greenwood. And maybe I can play some of the press conference and react to it in a car. I can't bother try recall everything, you see me? So I'm gonna play some of the press conference and then just react to it.